Hi, welcome to my Horses and I channel. Today, we're diving into the world of lunging, a valuable training technique used in training your horse or horses. In this video, we'll explore the reasons for lunging, discuss some safety tips, possible equipment you'll use, benefits of lunging, different types of lunging, and ideal places to lunge your horse. So let's get started. Before we begin, let's understand why lunging is an essential part of horse training. There are several reasons to incorporate lunging into your horse's routine. So let's take a look at this. We lunge our horses for different reasons. First, we lunge our horse just to exercise our horse. Our horse is very large, is just a body of muscle, and just like us, it needs to exercise. If the horse were not in captivity, it would be roaming, running, stopping, grazing, sleeping, frolicking, but doing a lot of exercise. Two, we lunge a horse to calm the horse. If we have an excited horse, we can lunge the horse to let it burn off excess energy. Three, we can lunge our horse to assess the movement or the energy level of the horse before we decide to ride the horse. This is a safety precaution. If our horse is extra excited, it would be so much nicer to know this before we got on the horse's back. Another reason to lunge the horse is if we want to train the horse a particular movement, if we want to improve a movement or build up certain muscles, such as the top line of the horse. If we know that we're working on improving movement or building certain muscle groups, such as the top line of the horse, we know that we need to lunge in a different fashion. We need to lunge with an emphasis on the correct bend and on an emphasis of getting the horse's nose down while we are lunging. We also lunge our horses to improve our communication. How good are the cues that we're using? How subtle can we cue a horse to do something and expect an outcome, a desired outcome? We also lunge, once again, to teach a movement. I enjoy lunging a horse to teach it to move off the leg, to move laterally, to do shoulders in, or to do side pass. You, from the ground, can just put pressure towards the medial aspect of the horse's body, the inside portion of the curve, and move the horse out laterally. Now, let's talk about safety. When you lunge your horse, it's crucial to prioritize safety for both you and your equine partner. If you are lunging a horse that you do not know or that is very high energy, you need to make sure you're lunging in a place where there's enough room that you do not have to be up close and personal with the horse. You need to be able to lunge the horse on a long enough lead line, such as 20 feet, so that your horse does not have to be right next to you. When you are lunging a very high energy, poor behaved horse, I highly recommend having the arena littered with cones or other obstacles on the ground. The benefit of doing this is your horse has to pay attention to where it's putting its feet and not trying to figure out how it can get over and nip, kick, strike, or bite you. So when you're lunging a horse that you are not familiar with, make sure you use long enough lead line, long enough equipment so that you are away from the horse. You are a safe distance away from the horse. Another thing that to think about when it comes to safety is, do you understand how to do a power stance? A power stance just keeps the horse from pulling you out of your position. So when lunging on a lead line, a safety technique is understanding how to do a power stance. It keeps you standing strong. Here's an animation depicting the power stance. Okay, another safety piece of information is wearing appropriate clothing when you lunge. You should always wear closed-toed shoes or boots when you are around horses. Horses are very large and we do not want them stepping on your unclothed feet. You also should wear gloves. Just a traditional pair of riding gloves is recommended, so if your horse were to pull away from you, you will not get rope burns in your hands. Also for safety, select the appropriate sized arena for your exercise. When lunging a horse that you have been around years or for a long time, that you are familiar with, and that is a good horse, lunging them out in the open, out in the fields, around your ranch in various parts adds variety to your exercise and keeps both you and the horse interested in the work that you are doing. However, when you are lunging a horse you are not used to, or you're just beginning the training of this horse, I highly recommend lunging a horse in an arena. Rather it's a large size arena, or a bullpen would be more appropriate. For lunging, use appropriate halter and lead line. I recommend 12 feet or longer lead line to lunge. The longer, the better. Make sure you're using maybe a 20-foot line for a fairly young horse, and for just starting out your exercises. For a horse that has been in training for a while, lunging them on a 10-foot, 12-foot line is actually good. That horse is strong and capable of being in collection when it's moving around you. Lunging offers a range of benefits for both the horse and the handler. For the handler, it offers the benefit of the handler understanding how its communication is going between him or herself and the horse. The handler can check how subtle of a cue they can use. They can check to see how clear they are. They can also check to see, are they using the appropriate technique for building confidence versus for exercising or training a new maneuver. For the horse, lunging is benefit because the horse has an opportunity to move freely without a human's body being on top of it and getting in the way. The horse has the opportunity to bend without the weight of a human on its back, and also without the imbalance of the human's weight moving around on its back while the horse is learning to engage its steps. Lunging helps improve your horse's balance, its flexibility, and rhythm. Lunging allows you to assess the horse's movement. There are various types of lunging for training a horse. The traditional circular lunge, or lunging the horse in a round pen in a circle, is the most notable type of lunging. This can be used for exercise, and this can be used for allowing the horse to express excess energy. This can be used for you to notice if there's an injury. If the circle is too small, you can be causing a problem. You can also lunge a horse, dressage type arena, a square type of arena, or a large outside space. You don't even need an arena to lunge a horse. And then during these times, you can do a moving lunge where you actually are moving along the length of the arena you are in, and the horse is on a lead line and going around you. This is a wonderful lunge just because it changes the scenery. It adds variety and keeps both the horse and the human interested in the activity. You can lunge the horse in a figure of 8 pattern around cones, circling one direction around one cone and then circling around a different direction around another. This type of lunging really helps to increase the level of difficulty, the level of the horse having to understand and focus on its human. So it improves the communication between the horse and the human, because the horse has to pay attention to the human to see what is it that the human desires of the horse. Choosing the right location to lunge is also very important. Closed arena or round pen provides a very controlled environment, while a large open field adds far more freedom of movement and variety to your exercise. In summary, lunging is an invaluable tool to your horse training. It helps with energy release, focus, and improving your horse's overall fitness and responsiveness. You can check your horse out, know what the horse has under the hood prior to you riding the horse. Remember, prioritize safety, use the right equipment, and choose suitable lunging location. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this video informative and that it inspires you to incorporate lunging into your horse's training routine. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to My Horses and I for more equestrian tips and tricks. Until next time, happy lunging.